'Twas the night before Christmas at the old McNulty house. Not a creature was sleeping, not even the youngest Triplet Klaus.
Yeah, man. Yeah, college is just such a fucking money grab, dude. Yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm selling all my shit. Yeah. Hey, man, you need a Schwinn? What about a Huffy? What about that Naugahyde Love Seat?
He heard a ringle and a jingle, and what sounded like a sleigh. For a moment he thought, maybe he'd lay up the spiked eggnog and cheap champagne.
Sleigh bells. Yeah, dude, all the bread I can get, I'm hoofing it to Maine.
In the room to his right lived the middle triplet Ezra, who was preoccupied with Reddit and a new release by Bethesda. He also heard the sleigh and its 8 tiny reindeer, but he didn't pay it much mind, besides taking a note with the pen tucked behind his right ear. Now, at the top of the A-frame was the oldest and most naughty. Marlin smoked like a chimney and had been receiving coal for as long as he could party. But when he heard the jingle and jangle, he couldn't help but look up with excite. Santa was on his way, and secretly, Marlin had been waiting all night. Claus was preoccupied with moving to Maine.
Yeah, man. The high seas, dude. Yeah. I'm gonna be a seasonal crab fisherman. It's the only honorable job left in this world. Yeah, and the clincher is, there's no venomous snakes in Maine. Oh, shit.
But all of that changed when he heard the loud bang. He picked up his sword and walked toward the door to determine the origin of the uproar. Ezra sat at his study and heard something funny. He plugged his keyboard, walked toward the door to determine the origin of the uproar. Marlin looked out his window and heard the touchdown of a sleigh. Santa had arrived. He had finally made his way. Marlin hurriedly stood up and set down his smoke. And that's when his Cuban lover, Piotr, awoke. And they kissed and they smooched. Then Piotr went back to bed, while Marlin hit the steps. Ideas of sugar plums rushed to his head. As they stood in a circle around the Christmas tree, they began to realize that this was the time for family. How long had it been since they had acted like brothers and spent the holiday together with one another?
What was that sound? Wasn't me. Don't you two understand? It was Santa Claus. Yeah, but there's no presents. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't have to be.
Although there were no gifts under the tree, the McNultys were just happy to be together on Christmas Eve.